How you doing?
It's playoff time. You've been through it. Does it get any better? Does it feel the same? Is there just something that you enjoy about the expectations?
Yeah, I think you build up for this all season long. And the regular season, you take it week by week. But you want to be here in the playoffs, and you know you're going to play the best football teams in the league, and that's what you want to do as a competitor. And so I'm excited to get to go up against a great football team at Arrowhead. That's always a good time.
Patrick, what do you think Jarek does well as a receiver?
Yeah, I mean, he just knows how to be in the right spot. I think that's the biggest thing. He has a good sense of the quarterback timing, when to be in there for protection reasons and when to get out. And then whenever he's hot, he always has his eyes around and he's ready to catch the ball. And then he makes special plays when he gets the catch. He seems like he can get in the end zone almost every single time. So he's a vet and a guy that knows what to do whenever he catches the football.
The Jaguars really laid the wood to you guys with the one illegal hit on Juju, but then they made some other big hits. Are they a physical defense that does that typically, or was that out of character, or is that the way they're going to play it?
Yeah, I mean, they're a fast, physical team. They fly around. They fly to the football. I got to do better at not leading guys into hits like that. So I'll try to protect my receivers the best I can, but we're going to still be aggressive. We're going to throw the ball down the field when we get the opportunities to. But it's all going to start with up front, our guys blocking their defensive line, which has a lot of great players there. So I'm just going to do whatever I can to have success every play that I get the opportunity to.
Patrick, what stands out differently about this team from when you last faced them? 27-17 win, but things have changed because they're starting to win. They got a little momentum. What are you seeing differently out of them?
Yeah, I mean, I think the only difference is they might just have a little bit more confidence just because they're winning football games right now. But they're a talented team. I knew that the first time we played them. You could see the talent that they had. They were flying around to the football. They made a few mistakes here and there, and that's why we kind of got the win the first time. But we understand how good this football team is and how much of a challenge it's going to be for us to go out there and try to find a way to get a win. And so we're trying to prepare ourselves the best way possible that we can find a way to win it there on Saturday.
How impressed were you with Lawrence having the 4 interceptions, but being able to bounce back and have the kind of second half that he did as a young quarterback?
Yeah, no, it's tough, man. When you throw 3 interceptions, especially in the first half, or four interceptions, especially if it's in the first half, if it's your fault or not, that kind of can seep into your mind of how, man, like what decisions am I going to make going forward? Do I protect it or do I stay aggressive? But he battled through, man. That's a true test of a competitor, man. That whenever stuff's not going your way, to still pull your team to find a way to win. And he's done it at every level, high school, college, and now in the NFL, he's taken that team and they've turned it around fast. So he's a great competitor, man, and we understand it'll be a great challenge. And they have a great football team that's been playing playoff football for over a month now. So they understand what it takes to win, and we have to go out there and do whatever we can to do what we can to win.
This will be Trevor's second playoff game, obviously. As you think back to 18 when you had the Colts and the Patriots, what are the challenges for a quarterback when they're entering their first playoff run?
Yeah, probably just controlling emotions. I mean, you win a big game, your first playoff game. You can't be satisfied. I think that's the biggest thing. And so, yeah, I mean, other than that, it's just football. You have to just come back and play the next week and find a way to win that next one.
Given where you are in your career and obviously the experience you do have in the postseason, how much do you sort of carve out time to sort of plan or anticipate things that might be unscouted because it's a rematch, because you're going to see obviously maybe new things in the postseason? How much time do you sort of carve out for something where it may not be on film, but you're still trying to anticipate if it might be presented to you?
I think I've done a better job of that this year, just in general, just because I've played so many teams multiple times now. You have to know where the defense coordinators came from. Caldwell came from Tampa Bay, where in the first game they played us one way, and the second game they played us a different way. And they've kind of always had different game plans, and he's a great defense coordinator who does a lot of different stuff. So you have to prepare for what they did against us the first time, but also with that in the back of your mind that they might change it all the way up, and you have to have answers for that as well. And so I think that's what we have to do as a great offense is have answers for everything, and I'm sure they'll have a good game plan coming in, and we have to execute at a high level to have success.
Patrick, you might be getting Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Jody Fortune back. The 21-day window is officially open. As you make this stretch run, what kind of wrinkle does that provide the offense when you could have these 2 players available if you go to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, anytime you get talented players back, man, it helps the whole team, not just the offense, but everybody. To have that energy in the locker room again, to have it on the football field, and both those guys are special type players where they can do different things than the guys that we already have in there. So just having as many people back healthy as possible is going to be great for us because we'll have different options to utilize as we continue to try to build and get better and better and win these playoff games.
Patrick, what do you feel like you missed without having McCall in the lineup?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a special type of speed, a special type of speed that he does a great job with. If it's jet sweeps or stretching the field vertically, and he's gotten better and better at making those tough catches. So it's we've done a great job of replacing that with other guys. But I mean, having McCole, he's a special type of player, and he's done a lot of great things for this offense.
Patrick, you talked about controlling emotions for Trevor. It's been about a year since you've been able to play a playoff game at home. Will you have to control your emotions before this one? What do you think?
Yeah, I always do when I play at Arrowhead. I always come out of that tunnel. I'm a little hyped up. So doing a good job of controlling my emotions, focusing on what I need to focus on to have success. It's gonna be a big game in a great environment, obviously in Arrowhead, and we're gonna have to play our best football. So I got to be that leader that controls my emotions and goes out there and can be calm, but I still have the energy to lead the team.
Patrick, Andy had mentioned that you guys had a lot of new cast of characters coming into the season. Now you're entering the postseason where it matters most. What are the conversations like with this new cast of characters that you have to know that the standard here is to win the Super Bowl with these guys?
Yeah, I think all the guys understood that whenever they signed with this team is that we want to win the Super Bowl, and if we don't, we feel like it's not where we should be at. And so I think we've built all year. We try to get better and better with the mindset of we want to win the Super Bowl, but we can't do it every single day. We have to continue to just get better and better until we get to that point. And you can't look ahead, man. I mean, we have a great team that we're playing this week that's playing great football. And so how can we get better at practice today so that we're better by the end of the week? And I think you have to have that mindset, and I think the guys do, and I think we're in a good spot.
Patrick, from a team aspect, what's that mindset transition like from regular season to playoff mode?
I think you just have to have a different intensity. And I mean, the speed picks up. Every play matters. You in the regular season, you feel like that, but you might try a little bit more because you know that you can make that mistake and maybe come back from it. But in the playoffs, every single play matters, mistake or positive, and how can you execute at a high level. And if it doesn't happen your way, you have to bounce back quickly. And that's really the only huge difference. And I think our guys have a good understanding of that.
Patrick, does your body feel any different having the bye week?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely feel, I guess, a little bit more rested. I think it's about how did you manage that bye week? How did you work out? Like, what did you do to keep your body ready? Because, like I said, they've been playing playoff football for a month now, and they've had a big comeback and have a lot of momentum on their side. So how can we match their intensity the moment we step on that field?
Have you been watching the playoff games, how close they are?
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing with the bye week. I think especially in today's NFL is you get a win because you don't get to play in that bye week. And if you look, I mean, from everyone that was in the playoffs, it seemed like it went down to the wire. Even the San Fran game, I mean, at halftime, Seattle was up. So you get to rest your body, obviously, but you get a win in a sense. And now you have to see what you can do to get that intensity back up and be ready to go against teams that have played in a hard-fought game already.
Lawrence celebrated his first playoff win at Waffle House, which is pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
How did you celebrate your first playoff win?
I can't remember exactly. I'm sure I was saying to Brad, I'm sure there was a couple Coors Lights that we're drinking. But yeah, I didn't get Waffle House, man. That's a baller move, man. And so maybe if we win this one, I'll think of somewhere to go that can match that.